above us indicates severe pollution caused by the burning oil storage tanks.
Black poisonous skies over the Iranian capital and next-gen missiles fired at Israel. War in West Asia enters day 10 with energy facilities being targeted. The IDF offensive in southern Lebanon enters the next phase. Israel announces its ground forces, they are in Lebanese territory carrying out what it calls targeted and limited raids to dismantle Hezbollah infrastructure. Also, a supreme message of defiance. Iran elects the son of the late Ayatollah as its new leader. The appointment of Mujtaba Khamenei could mean the war in West Asia drags on, considering Donald Trump's already said he doesn't want him at the helm in Tehran. Oil prices continue to surge and energy infrastructure comes into the firing line. Bahrain's state oil company Bapco shuts down after a reported attack from Iran. We discuss what this means for India and whether fuel prices will continue to rise. Hello and welcome. You're watching RT India. I'm Osama Shab, live from New Delhi. We have a packed bulletin ahead with major world developments, including our top story.
We are now launching Operation Lion's Roar. We are doing this in full cooperation with our friends in the United States.
We are defending ourselves, and we have every right, every legitimate right to defend ourselves.
Iran has taken a swipe at the international community for its indifference to the war started by US and Israel. In fact, Tehran stressed it would be a mistake to sit idly by and watch the conflict unfold.
Iran has been the graveyard of the dreams and illusions of foreigners. On the other hand, countries should be careful. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the Iranian people know well how to defend the integrity of Iran, the sanctity of its territory and its borders. But the world and other countries that have chosen indifference, or that think by sitting safely in a corner and merely observing this unlawful process, they will ultimately come out unharmed, are mistaken.
Well, the statement comes a day after Israel struck energy infrastructure in Iran. Huge fires burnt across the capital in the aftermath of the attacks over the weekend. Iranian authorities said at least 4 people were killed. Witnesses described the smoke as being so thick that it blocked out the sun. Our bureau chief in Tehran, he filed this report.
I am now in front of the Shakran oil depot, which was bombed late last night by the U.S. and Israeli forces, resulting in a massive fire and subsequent explosions in this area. You can see the damage here. These are the fuel transport vehicles. Over there is the entrance where these vehicles go to refuel. Behind them are the storage tanks, which you can see. The electricity in this area is cut off. The vehicles you see here caught fire. Over there, we have the emergency vehicles. Here are other vehicles that have burned. Come with me. This section used to be the parking lot and entrance to the complex. You can see these cables here. These are the power lines that were cut due to the fire. This is the parking lot of the complex where the staff used to park their vehicles. You can see a fuel transport truck still burning. Emergency responders have parked down there. The smoke you see above us indicates severe pollution caused by the burning oil storage tanks. You can see the rescue forces there, fixing the electricity. Right now, the amount of pollution above me is visible. It's starting to rain, and the risk of acid rain has increased significantly in this area. We have to leave this area now because we can't stay here any longer due to the rain and the pollution.
Well, Israel isn't only targeting Iran, but also alleged Hezbollah strongholds in Lebanon. The Israeli Defense Forces say they have entered parts of the south, calling it a targeted raid. Lebanon says over 500,000 people, they have been displaced in just 1 week. RT's Ali Rida, he reports from Beirut.
We are reporting now from the southern suburbs of Beirut, what's called here Dahi. This building was just struck moments ago, a few minutes ago, without any warning. Now we know that there were few civilians passing by this building, and this building was struck without any warning. Now the strikes on Dahi is coming without any warnings, without any issuance. After the Israeli army issued an evacuation order for the whole area, they struck any building without any warning strikes, without any evacuation orders, without sharing anything like they used to share before. What makes this area now very dangerous for people to pass by, to walk through, and even for civilians who used to come in to check on their shops, on their houses, to clear some of what's remained in their houses, or to get some clothes, because we know people has left. When the war started, has left without taking anything, just with the clothes on them to make it clear and to go into safety.
For a signal that Iran will not give up, the country has appointed a new supreme leader, Mujtaba Khomeini, the son of the assassinated Ayatollah Ali Khomeini. He is a figure long associated with Iran's security establishment and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
By a decisive vote, the Assembly of Experts appointed Ayatollah Sayyid Mujtaba Hosseini Khamenei as the third leader of the sacred system of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Mujtaba Khomeini has now emerged as one of the most powerful figures in the Islamic Republic. Aged 56, he is the second son of Ali Khamenei and lost his father and his wife in an Israeli airstrike on Tehran. Mujtaba studied theology and also trained as a Shia cleric in the city of Qom. He then joined the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in 1987 and fought during the Iran-Iraq War. Since the 90s, he helped manage his father's office at the heart of Iran's system. Known for his deep links within military and religious circles, he is widely viewed as a hardliner and a strong supporter of Iran's nuclear program. And just days earlier, leaders in the United States and Israel, they had openly warned that any new Iranian leader, he would be targeted, with Washington even demanding a say in the next supreme leader.
He's going to have to get approval from us. If he doesn't get approval from us, he's not going to last long.
We want to tell you that the hand of the State of Israel will continue to pursue every successor and every person who seeks to appoint a successor. We will not hesitate to target you either. This is a warning.
A special representative of Iran's late supreme leader, he has warned that America and Israel, they are pushing a new form of 21st century colonialism. Here's a clip from our new show, India, Russia and the World. You can in fact watch the exclusive interview in full right here on RT India in just a short while at 6:30 p.m.
How do you react to the US statement saying that they would kill any other Ayatollah?
During the colonial era, the colonized countries' people believed that the European countries have right to kill them, had right to occupy them, have right to take their mines, have right to take their wealth, had right to do whatever they want to do. Because of that, maybe 2,000, 3,000 European soldiers occupied the people of one country. And they were thinking like that. Now also, I think the same concept exists in this era, and they think that United States of America and Israel have right to do whatever they want to do. They have right to kill anyone. They have the right to hijack any president. They have right to attack any neighbors. They have right to have more than 450 nuclear weapons. They have right to do whatever missiles they want to have it. And the other countries, they should obey them, and they should be under their authority.
And earlier, we gauged opinion on what is ahead for Iran following the killing of its supreme leader. We spoke to Dr. Fouad Izadi, an associate professor at the University of Tehran, who said that Mujtaba Khamenei, he has the credentials as well as the capabilities to take Iran forward. Take a look.
To be the country's leader, the person needs to have three qualities, basically. One, the person needs to have this Islamic scholarship, seminary, strong seminary background, because in Iran, the leader of the country is also a spiritual leader. So having firm background in Islamic sciences, Islamic teachings is important. Mujtaba Khamenei has been a professor, a scholar at the highest levels of seminary for the last 18 years. So he has this strong background. So this is one criteria. If he didn't have that, then he would not be considered for this position. The second quality is the ability to do the job. Under Iran's constitution, the leader has a number of duties to perform. So this 88-member assembly of experts look at different candidates, and they need to make sure that next to the first criteria, the second criteria is also met. The man can do the job. And the third criteria, the third criteria is not in Iran's constitution, but this is, I think, also important. Is the idea of being able to create consensus. And I think the reason Mujtaba Khamenei was elected as the leader was that ability to create that consensus. Other candidates that were available did not match his standing on that third criteria. And yes, he has been an aide to the previous leader. So he has a lot of experience with how the system works here. And I think it was the consensus of not just the assembly of experts, but different political stakeholders in Iran, that the best candidate now, especially during the time that the country is under American and Israeli bombardment, the best candidate would be Mujtaba Khamenei.
Well, tremors have been felt across major markets this Monday. Oil prices surged some 20% in early trading, reaching highs not seen since early 2022. In fact, the spike comes amid ever-growing fears of disruptions to the supply through the Strait of Hormuz. In India, the knock-on effect across energy sectors is already being felt. Liquefied petroleum gas, or the LPG cylinders, they are up more than 10% in some cases. In fact, the situation on the ground in the Gulf appears to be worsening. Bahrain's Bapco oil facility, the largest refinery in the country, it has reportedly been attacked by Iran and also declared force majeure on its operations and ceased production. And I'm now joined by RT India correspondent Ridhima Kedia here in the studio. Ridhima, are we looking at any relief on, especially on the oil price front in the immediate future, according to you?
See, as energy infrastructure gets targeted, obviously the world is feeling the real cost of this conflict at this point in time. When the conflict started, the Brent crude oil, in fact, priced almost $86 per barrel. And now today, it is almost $120 per barrel. Amid the fears of supply chain disruptions and also constant attacks on all of these energy infrastructures, as we have seen. Now, Iran at this point in time has also issued a warning saying that it could further go higher if U.S. allies in the region do not sort of pressure Donald Trump into stopping this war. Take a look.
It is expected that the governments of Muslim countries will swiftly warn the criminal United States and the savage Zionist regime against such cowardly, anti-human actions, so that the flames of fire and war do not spread further. Otherwise, similar actions will occur in the region. And if you can tolerate oil prices above $200 per barrel, continue this game.
You know, in fact, over the last 2 weeks, key energy infrastructure facilities in the Gulf region have been hit, and some were, in fact, even forced to stop their operations completely. The tanker movement in the Strait of Hormuz, a very crucial choke point, in fact, for oil and gas logistics, have, in fact, effectively been stopped, and some have, in fact, also completely stopped their operations, obviously. But what remains a point is that 20% of world's daily oil supply has completely been disrupted at this point in time. Now, this is crucial for India because 50% of crude imports and 60% of LNG imports sort of transit through Hormuz. And the Indian government has been insisting that energy imports into the country are in sort of full flow at this point in time through non-Hormuz straits. Yeah. But obviously the US says that it has allowed India to buy the purchase of, in fact, purchase the Russian oil. So, which is a very, very sort of curious choice of words to say the least. Take a look.
To enable oil to keep flowing into the global market, the Treasury Department is issuing a temporary 30-day waiver to allow Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. This deliberately short-term measure will not provide significant financial benefit to the Russian government as it only authorizes transactions involving oil already stranded at sea. India is an essential partner of the United States, and we fully anticipate that New Delhi will ramp up purchases of U.S. oil. This stopgap measure will alleviate pressure caused by Iran's attempt to take global energy hostage.
You know, what is in fact even more interesting to watch at this point in time is that despite America's repeated claims that, you know, India has stopped the purchase of Russian oil because of their supposed pressure, now you see that the numbers on screen, they suggest otherwise. We can just see what are the numbers here. Now, in fact, it's not just this. India has sort of always maintained for a fact that energy security remains its priority and is solely guided by its national interest. Take a look.
Conflict has continued to intensify, and the security situation in the region has deteriorated significantly. The House is also aware that on the last letter, there has been significant investment from the region into the Indian economy. Therefore, serious supply chain disruptions and climate instability that we perceive are serious issues. We believe, and we continue to believe, that dialogue and diplomacy should be pursued to de-escalate tensions and address underlying issues.
Now, amid all of this, you know, what remains more, something that we should actually watch out for is that the domestic gas prices in India have in fact risen. And the fact that earnings from oil marketing companies are under extreme pressure. So at this point in time, to say that a diversification of energy sourcing looks quite inevitable at this point in time.
All right, Ridhima Kedia, thank you very much for making all those valid points, and thank you for breaking it down for our viewers as well. In fact, let us now cross over live to Dr. Ashutosh Karnatak. He's the former chairman and the managing director of GAIL Gas Limited. Sir, first of all, welcome to RT India. You know, my question is, how exposed does that make this entire situation make us if the oil prices stay high for a very long time? Because India, it imports more than 85% of its crude oil.
Yeah, it's a great exposure as far as India is concerned, and we are in the rather very difficult position at this moment. And it's a global oil, it's a havoc sort of situation where India has been strangulated. It is neither here or not there. So what I feel that at the steady state level has been been disturbed, and as the management say, there has to be a shark in the system. It's like a shark, which will make all the companies to work on the energy security system and energy stability, what they look out. As far as oil is concerned, last time what I told you, that oil India may buy from Russia. And oil storage, as our minister has said, that we are having two storage, one at Vizag and other is at Edur, that we are having a inventory of around maybe 24, 25 days, and total inventory around in the refinery also 45, 50 days. So that we will be able to maybe combat this situation at this moment. But yes, definitely we have to look for some alternate source of energy immediately. And I feel that government might be doing, they are taking the corrective actions.
So what we are already seeing is a spike and the rise in LPG prices. Again, something that is quite essential for the domestic household here in this country. My question is, how quickly do global crude price spikes start showing up in our everyday costs for Indian households, sir?
See, today our news has come that G7 has released around 400 million barrels of the oil. And see, as my experience says, it will come out. It is like Samudra Manthan, that in India says Samudra Manthan, it is churning out the ocean. Something will come out of it. I am dead sure that something will come out of it. All the countries, they will support each other to take them out, take each other out of this situation. And India is, although in the mid, yes, India will be doing rather better, and they will find out newer solutions to this problem. And last time I told you that India will buy oil from Russia, and Russia, they have started. So, in my opinion, let us wait and watch, maybe 7 to 10 days, it will smoothen out.
Mr. Karnatak, you know, at the same time, the US, it seems to be quietly accepting India buying Russian oil, despite the use of the language, despite putting pressure on India to stop buying that oil. Is India now becoming an important middle player in the global oil supply, sir?
Yes. See, India, in fact, people are not taking India very seriously. India is going to be an energy market. It is an energy market. We export around maybe 85% of oil and as well as 50% of gas. So where their LNG plant and oil will go? It has to come to India. So they have to take care of India. Now, generally, there is a proverb, a friend is in need is a friend indeed. So at this time, what I feel, other friends of India will also support. So India
so who are these other friends of India that you're talking about?
See, other friend, what I feel that Australia should come up. Australia, we are having good terms. As well as from Canada, we should get some help. And since Saudi refinery is closed and Middle East, somehow it is choked. Maybe some Egypt, something can come up. And Venezuela, they have allowed, it may come up.
Okay, so help us understand this. How crucial are Indian refineries right now, especially in supplying refined fuels to European markets?
See, question is, first, we have to take care of ourselves. First, we will take care of ourselves. Then definitely at this time, we can supply, as you used to supply oil to EU country. If anything is left, then definitely they will supply to other countries. India has been charitable. But I feel India has been charitable. India will try to optimize their needs, and maybe balance, they will support other countries also.
Dr. Karnatak, you know, when crude prices, they go up, it is not just affecting, you know, the petrol prices, etc. fertilizers, battery materials, everything, the prices for everything else also goes up because these are also used as subsidiaries. How wide are these ripple effects that we are looking at, sir?
Oh, it has got a major impact on fertilizers. Fertilizer plant, in fact, one of the data says that impact on urea, it is around 60% of LNG, it is being used for urea production. Then 30 out of 32 plants of fertilizer, they are using gas. So major impact will come on fertilizer. But fertilizer, urea can be substituted by some potash and other chemicals. So they have to work on it. Maybe in the Kharif, I think Kharif will come, the season will come, it will have some impact. Definitely it is going to have some impact.
Dr. Karnatak, the LNG markets, they were already tight. My question is, could this particular situation trigger another global energy crunch like we saw in 2022?
See, what I see, based on my experience, what I see generally, I don't take crisis as a crisis. It is like, as I told you, it is like churning of the ocean. Something new will come up. A new word order, people say generally nowadays, I'll say it is a new word equilibrium will come up. The equilibrium of all the energy sources, they will come up. It is demand and supply. So demand center will tie up with the definitely the consumption center. And maybe a new friendship will evolve. A new product will come out. We really don't know. But to me, it is a churning of the ocean, and it is a churning of your intense geopolitical and economic forces. They both are fighting with each other. And something will come out, don't worry.
Okay. Dr. Karnatak, a final word from you. When you look at it from a strategic point of view, does this moment actually give India more leverage in the global energy politics?
Yes, India, see, it's a time India should rather proactively work on it instead of reactive.
Okay.
They proactively they should work on it. They should proactively work on it and make their position worldwide. See, we are at a center. We have to be rise from good to great. So at the time of crisis, the leadership has to come up. They should come forward and take help from other countries like Russia. I am really supportive of Russia in the sense that they have been rather a good friendship with us. So we will we'll have some new agreement with Russia on oil as well as on gas.
Okay, Dr. Ashutosh Karnatak, thank you very much for speaking with RT India, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
The people of Nepal have set the stage for change. Balendra Shah, he is set to become the country's youngest prime minister in what's being called a landslide victory. 35-year-old Shah is a former rapper who's risen through the ranks to take Nepal's top job. He was elected mayor of Kathmandu in 2022 after running as an independent candidate. He also became a key figure during the Gen Z uprising, which ousted the government last September, before sweeping the polls last week as the Rashtriya Swatantra Party candidate. Now, the RSP chief, though, is Rabi Lamichhane, another recognizable figure in Nepal who's taken a firm anti-corruption stance. He entered politics back in 2022 when he launched the party ahead of the national election that year. Before that, he was a TV news presenter and household name. In fact, joining me now is a member of the party that has swept to victory in Nepal, Anand Mishra. Mr. Mishra, thank you very much for speaking with RT India. First of all, congratulations on this massive mandate. What this mandate clearly suggests that the voters, they have demanded change, they have got the change. What will be the first visible reform that proves RSP is different?
See, as we all know, Balen is our candidate for the Prime Minister, and he's a technocrat. He has done fantastic job while he was mayor of Kathmandu municipality. So, and RSP has already, shared in our platform the first 100 days work. So our team, our proposed Prime Minister candidate, Balin, they already have a straight roadmap for what has to be done. I believe, it's too early to say, but you will see a tangible outcomes, results in next 100 days once the cabinet is formed.
So Nepal often finds itself balancing between India and China. Now, will your government maintain that balance or try to redefine it?
See, I think we have cleared this several times. You cannot change your neighbors, right? So in Nepal, we have two big economies in both our sides, north and south. So RSP is going to have a very win-win relationship with India and China. And I'm sure our team is working hard to come up with a very, creative and long-lasting policies that will help both India and China and Nepal to have a very cohesive relationship.
Mr. Anand Mishra, your party has risen on an anti-corruption plank. Are you prepared to challenge the entrenched political networks that have run Nepal for decades? Do you think that is a possibility?
Yes. That was the whole idea, and I think that's also the mandate given by the people of Nepal. Most of the voters who voted this time to RSP, they are not technically our party cadres or members. They were at a point very loyal, members or supporters of UML or NC or any other party. But, as we see in last 34 years, 30 plus prime ministers have been changed. So there was a big frustration among the people of Nepal. The, corruption rate has gone up. Bureaucracy is not functional the way it has to be function. So these were the problems that even Gen Z movement happened. So the first priority of the government, the coming government will be to completely have zero tolerance against all these issues. And you will see, a substantial result very soon on both, especially in bureaucratic form reforms, anti-corruption, move campaign. Everything will be visible in next 100 days.
Mr. Mishra, a big part of this victory for RSP is the young voters. Now, can RSP turn that energy, that young energy, into jobs, whether it is growth and stability, or the expectations? Will these expectations quickly outpace the reality now?
See, some of the best professionals, technocrats who have turned into politicians are part of RSP. And in our manifesto, we have very clearly also declared that the current per capita is around $1,400 and we have to double it. We'll bring it to $3,000 within 5 years. So our team of experts, politicians, they are working hard. They will be at least 1 million jobs within the country. And already I can see that people who are abroad, Nepalese, they are already planning to come back to Nepal. And if everyone comes together, if the corruption goes down, if everything, all the functionaries starts to work well, there will not be any issue of creating jobs and doubling up the per capita income.
All right. Mr. Anand Mishra, thank you very much for speaking with RT India.
Thank you.
Well, those are the latest developments this hour on RT India. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.